Baby girl, sweet as ice cream, and I need you better believe. Sit back, look at my cheeks. Why you ain't check my demeanor? Competition ain't free. I'm about to take him to the king. They gon' get stars to press. You not start no mess. These niggas ready, and I'm not impressed. I have him holding his chest, like he having heart attacks. Told you I'm hard to death. I know that they see it, but they don't believe. Look at him, so misleading. 144, Michigan Peak. We undefeated, you better believe. Fuck being equal, I'm getting equal. Drop a line up, like a bomb motor. Prepare for the fallout. One way solid, what you talking about? Me and my nigga about to ball out. These little niggas better bow out. Tell them rank up to the fallout. I'm on my job, I can't call out. I'm in the wind, I want it on now. Don't give a damn about the track record, little nigga. You about to lose today. Look, I got moves to make. You can even move, you can get moved away. Choose your fate. Most of these fools, they fake. Ain't got a card to play. Nigga, they ain't hard to break. You don't get dogs today, like the rest of Charlotte told the hard way. Nigga, wait out of your league. Please believe. But they go live, got all eyes on me. Give a damn what they talking about, got soldiers ride with me. And they know I'm lethal, I got my reasons. I'm gonna get it, yeah. Know they gonna see it, but they ain't gonna believe like that. Sick with it, now you know that. Fuck the world, I can't go back. Ain't no coward, I don't know that. Bitch, I'd rather take a toe tag. Run that up, you know I'm good to go. Work my bar, you know I'm good as gold. They want smoke, I'm revenge naked in my bedroom doing the Tootsie Roll. Big dog niggas, I'm trying. This my time. Way out of line, way out of bounds. Oh, you ain't noticed the line. That on my flow is a blind. I know it's gonna be stressed. I know it's gonna be pressure. Gotta stay focused. There's a cool word, baby girl. I should be a soldier. You should be my loaded. It feel like something controlling me. Spirit take over me, holding me high. Believe me, it's over. Look over my shoulder and I see my soldiers and they ain't no black. Keep spitting fake. He real, but I'm real. Fucking leader, I don't feel it. Fucking God, I don't feel it.
Hey, Shalom, come real quick.
Hold up, let me catch the rhythm.
Nah, I said come here real quick.
He crossed that line, he gon' regret it. No, how I rock it steady.
Hey, when you go to share to a group, enjoy popping up like this too. Nah, you just click a whole bunch.
I'm getting this bill. Chasing them blue faces like I'm dog a milk. And now it's too hard to fail. Y'all with me, gotta guard yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Usually it'd be all right here on the side. You click a whole bunch of them. Yeah, I don't know what happened though.
Give a damn what they talking about. Got soldiers ride with me. And they know I'm lethal. I got my reasons. I'm gonna get it. Yeah. They gonna see. They ain't gonna believe like that. Yeah.
Hey, Shalom Israel. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua bring a thumb to the brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shema Thun Ba'Shem Yahushua to the sisters. Where the ISUPK started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And since 1969, we've been teaching so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that you are the 12 lost tribes of the nation of Israel. You understand? Preaching Officer Shabal holding down the Las Vegas Thursday Scripture Breakdown class. You know what I mean? If you have any questions, you know what I'm saying, in the class, go ahead and raise your hand. Any questions online, if you could type them in. Hey, Karatazai, hey, Shalom, what's going on with you, Hebrew? If any brothers or sisters have any questions online, go ahead and type them in. You understand? Lord allow, I'll be able to get to them. If I'm not able to answer your question, I will write your question down. And I have it prepared for you by next week's class. Anyone in the class have any questions, you know what I'm saying, just go ahead and raise your hand. We'll get to them. Since 1969, we've been teaching you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that you are the greatest people on the face of the earth, the 12 lost tribes of the nation of Israel. You understand? And in 2021, almost coming up on the year 2022, you understand, the one thing that we're missing is our identity. And it's a shame that in 2021, you understand that the ISUPK still has to, that in 2021, man, we still teach you what your identity is. You get my point? But we're going to continue to teach you what your identity is until Christ returns. You know what I mean? So before we get into the questions, before we get into tonight's topic, right? Tonight's topic is raise your children or the world will. You understand? raise your children or train up your children, or the world will. You get my point? And we've seen the results of the world raising your children. You understand? Hey, Shalom, Taz Warrior, y'all about to share a thug. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all could, before we get started, if y'all could like and share the class, Barbara Kashaw, you can find us on Facebook, ISUPK Las Vegas, on YouTube, ISUPK Nevada. You understand? Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we have classes from 7 to 9 p.m. You know what I mean? We are in day 5 of the Feast of Hanukkah. You know what I mean? That's why in all the classes that you've been seeing across the 4 corners, man, you've been seeing these candles lit. You know what I mean? Because we keep the traditions of our forefathers. You get my point? We don't trim our ways to seek the love of the oppressor. You understand? Or none of these other heathens. You get my point? So I'm just sharing a video real quick. Then after that, you know what I'm saying, we'll get into it. All right. Our brother had a question from the class a couple weeks ago that I wasn't able to answer during class. You know what I'm saying? But I'm able to answer now. I'll wait till that brother comes back in the room. And the brother asked a question which was a good question. You know what I mean? So I'll make sure I get that brother's question answered. So I get that. And then again, if anyone has any questions, you know what I'm saying, you can go ahead and type them in. Again, ISUPK is out here in Las Vegas, man. So if there's any brother or sister in the Las Vegas area looking for breakdowns, looking for the class, you understand, want to know what we own, want to know what we about, you get what I'm saying, in need of counseling, you understand, you can find us on Facebook, ISUPK Las Vegas. You can find us on YouTube, ISUPK Nevada, you know what I'm saying, or you can call 310-346-8206, you know what I mean, with any questions or concerns that you may have, you know what I mean, and through the spirit of the Most High in Christ, you know what I'm saying, we are equipped to handle, you know what I'm saying, the needs of the people. We have the answer that your so-called leaders don't have. You know what I mean? And that's why we teach these classes, because we're going to give you what your so-called leaders can't give you, which is the truth. You understand? We're going to give you the solutions to our problems. You get my point? And we don't philosophize anything. We go into this same book that's sitting on everybody's table. Everybody's grandmother got this book. The problem is everybody's grandmother think they know something and don't know a goddamn thing. Right. You know what I mean? Include my own grandmother, who's not here anymore. You know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is, even if she was here, I would tell her, you was wrong. Right. You get what I'm saying? Christmas is not short for Christ the Master. Right. You understand? You lied to me. You get my point? You lied to me when you told me that if I be good all year, you understand that Santa Claus is going to bring me some presents. And with the exception of a couple years throughout my life, I've lived in a goddamn apartment complex with no fucking chimney. So where the hell was Santa going to fit his fat ass? You understand me? And that's that. You know what I mean? There's more stuff that we'll get into as we get closer to so-called Christmas. You get my point? But I just wanted to, speak on just that part of it, just for the simple fact that the point that I was trying to make was the people that we thought had the answers don't have the answers. Right. You get what I'm saying? If you really want to know the answers to the solution or want the solution to the problems that's plaguing the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American community, you're only going to find them in here. You get what I'm saying? And so this topic, man, is a very heavy topic, just like every topic that we teach in the UPK. You know what I'm saying? None of these classes are a waste of time. You know what I mean? Even if it's a class that you heard before, you might have heard it before, but guess what? There might be somebody in the Dominican Republic, you know what I'm saying, watching this class for the very first time and did not know that Christ was a Black man. Right. You get my point? Might be a Cuban brother watching the class for the first time and did not know that he was Israelite. That's right. And did not know that his biblical name is Manasseh. You know what I'm saying? And that Cuban comes from the slave master. Right. You get my point? That the Spanish language comes from the slave master. You understand? Or that these so-called holidays, you know what I mean, is another way of slavery that comes from the slave master. Right. You get what I'm saying? And I can go on and on and on. You get my point? But the fact of the matter is, this is why we teach these classes. You know what I'm saying? Every Tuesday we do the brotherhood class. You understand? Every Wednesday we do the law class, and every Thursday we do the scripture breakdown class. You get my point? And we do these classes not for ourselves, but we do them for our people. You know what I'm saying? We got the truth already. You know what I'm saying? We can turn the cameras off and we can just talk amongst ourselves, and we can, you know what I'm saying, break these scriptures down amongst ourselves.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Or we can say, well, shit, we know what time it is for the most part. So, you know what I'm saying? We'll just go and, you know what I'm saying, we'll go tell our family members or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But nah, we doing this for the whole world. And when I say the whole world, I mean the whole world of Israel. Because that's the only world that matters. It's the only society of people that matters. You get what I'm saying? And if you need scriptures on that, you let me know. We can get into it. You get my point? But everyone should know, you know what I'm saying, by now that there's different classes of the word world. Right. You know what I mean? So again, if that's a class, you know what I'm saying, that you need us to go into, some precept that you need us to go into, all you gotta do is type it in. You know what I'm saying? We'll get it in. You know what I'm saying? If not tonight, you know what I mean, we can do it on a Tuesday or Wednesday. It don't matter. You get what I'm saying? But now that the brother's in the class, the brother asked a question, in the kingdom, you know what I'm saying, will we only be allowed to marry within our own tribe, right? The answer to that question is there's no scripture that says in the kingdom, you understand, we'll be restricted to only marrying within our tribe. Now, there was a point in time for the inheritance, like you mentioned, that we were only to marry within our tribe. Right. But in the kingdom, we will have our inheritance. You see what I'm saying? We'll be, and then not only that, but we'll be in the kingdom. Right. You understand? There will not be any restrictions in the kingdom. Why? Because we'll be, yes, or we'll be in the kingdom. You get my point? So, I mean, pretty much every like when Christ said that, I'm paraphrasing, when Christ said that, how can I paraphrase? You know what I'm saying? That the Most High has in store things that our minds can't even fathom. You know what I'm saying? That's one of them. You get my point? He has things in store for us that, you know what I'm saying, that our mind, that we won't even be able to wrap our brains around. You know what I mean? The kingdom, just think about how Esau looks at himself in his position of rulership. Ours is going to be that times 100, probably times 1,000, or times 144,000. You get my point? You know what I'm saying? You had your hand up?
Yeah, kind of. So there won't. So in the kingdom, then there won't be any type of like land deviation between the tribes. It'll all just be shared and then all governed amongst the 144,000, basically.
Okay, let me check the notes real quick. Let me make sure I asked that part because I know. Let me see. I know the 144 will be. I know we'll all have our own land.
Right.
You get my point, but we'll all be able to not bargain. What's the word I'm looking for? Do business amongst each other. You get my point. So there won't be no restrictions like, okay, Judah only has to stay over here. He can't go over with Manasseh, and Manasseh can't go to Ephraim, and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? So the same way we'll be able to barter with one another and do business with one another. Think about it when we have our feast days and stuff like that. It won't just be the tribe of Judah. You get what I'm saying? It'll be all 12 tribes coming together for these feast days and these high holy days. You get my point? Is that what you were talking about, or am I misunderstanding the question?
Like, because what I'm talking about is, okay, so let's say Nevada and California. California was owned by Issachar, and Nevada is owned by Judah, right? Would that even be a border, like a border between the two tribes of their land, or is it just like, this is just Israel?
No,
there is no deviation of land.
No, we'll all have our own land, but it won't be restricted. Meaning like restricted to that one tribe. You get what I'm saying? Okay. So like we'll be all over the place, so but we'll have our cut just like you said, like with California, Mexico, so like that. It'll belong to however Christ decides that he wants to divvy it up. You know what I mean?
But like Issachar would be able to come over to Nevada. And
most definitely. Most definitely. Okay. We'll definitely be able to barter amongst each other. I'm looking for, because I asked the question. I got to scroll up and find it.
Which that pretty much answers the marriage.
Yeah.
As well.
I mean, because again, we're in the kingdom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There won't be any restrictions in the kingdom because all that'll be lawful. If it's lawful now, you know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't it be lawful in the kingdom? You get my point? There's that. Damn, I got to scroll up and find it. But basically that's what I was looking for, like what he said specific, like verbatim. But the point is, you know what I'm saying, that we'll be able to go over here and deal with this tribe and deal with that tribe, you know what I'm saying? Because again, just like when we have our feast days, you know what I'm saying, that feast day won't be just restricted to the tribe of Gad, where only the tribe of Gad is going to come together, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
These feast days and these high holy days is for all 12 tribes. You get my point?
Okay.
So the same way, like with the Passover, we all meet in, well, this year it'll be in Florida. You get what I'm saying? It'll be, and where all 12 tribes is coming together. But yet, after the Passover, everybody's going here and here and there. It'll be the same way. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But we'll have our own names though. It don't say what name this land's gonna be or this land or whatever the case may be.
Right.
But we'll all have our own property. We'll all have our own section of rulership. You get my point?
So if I may, that's basically what's going on right now within the school, with like the generals having entire zones and then the captains having their regions, and like trickling down.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
then,
But on a much larger scale though in the kingdom.
right.
Because we'll be able to run everything. You get my point? Including the heathens. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
Did I answer the question?
No, yeah.
Okay. Shalom, you had your hand up? Okay. So that was it on that, right? That's what you wanted to know, right? Yeah. But yeah, you're right though. There was a point in time where, you know what I'm saying, we were only allowed to marry within our tribes. You know what I'm saying? But again, we're gonna be in the kingdom. You know what I mean? And the kingdom is a glorious place, I'd imagine. And so once again, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna have the best of everything. You know what I'm saying? Including the best of those amongst, you know what I'm saying, all 12 tribes.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So we'll definitely be living off the fat of the land.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And that's it on that. You two watching me, so I'm gonna be cool. All right. Any other questions? Anybody online have any questions? Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema Latha B'Shem Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? I know this is gonna be ready to answer some questions. She always on top of her game. Sis has been doing an excellent job. You know what I mean? So I know she gonna do her thing tonight. Shemaiah Bath Yashikar, excellent sister in this truth, a pillar in this truth for sure. You know what I mean? So give it a couple seconds. I don't see no questions. If anybody has any questions throughout the class, you know what I'm saying, we'll go ahead and deviate from the topic, you know what I'm saying, and we'll get it in, all right? Again, the title for tonight's class is, or the topic for tonight's class is, Raise Your Children or the World Will. You get what I'm saying? All right, still don't see no question. All right, cool, let's get it. So first, let's start with the book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4. We'll start there, all right? This is one of my favorite scriptures. I know I say that a lot, you know what I'm saying, but this Bible, the whole Bible is heavy. You know what I mean? But then there's just certain ones that just really stand out. You know what I mean? And this one right here, one of the reasons why I like this one is because it's a dagger, you know what I'm saying, to the throat of any New Testament only so-called Israelite. You know what I mean? Or any Christian who just leans on the teachings of Paul or just the teachings of Christ. You know what I'm saying? This scripture right here, you know what I'm saying, is like a jugular shot. You know what I'm saying? Whoever got it, read it.
In the book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4.
Shoot it.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime.
Were written when?
Aforetime. Were written for our learning.
Were written for what?
Were written for our learning.
That
we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
Might have hope, right? So it says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime. What was written aforetime? All right? The Old Testament. You see what I'm saying? And what's so crazy about that is what I never could understand is how a Christian or so-called Israelite, and I'm saying so-called Israelite because they don't believe in the whole book. Not only they don't believe in the whole book, but they're not in here. So if you're not in here, you're a so-called Israelite.
Right,
you get my point? But the thing about it is, though, how can you believe solely on the New Testament when the New Testament was being written of during Christ's time?
Right.
So when Christ was in the temple, when he was battling the scholars, what was he battling them with? Was he using the book of Jasher? You get my point? What's that other one that they like? The book of Enoch? He was using that?
Yeah, Enoch. You
see him? That's what he was teaching from? That's what he was in the temple learning that, right? What's the other one? What's the other one that they talk about? Yeah, the book of all that. That's what he was learning from, right? You know what I'm saying? Christ was reading comic books, and he was learning his breakdowns out the goddamn comic books. Like, I mean, get real, man. You get what I'm saying? When it talks about Paul studying at the foot of Gamaliel, right? What did Gamaliel know, and where did he get it from?
Right.
I mean, it's just certain things to me that's not even worth a debate. It's not even worth the energy. You get what I'm saying? Like these kind of scriptures right here, you know what I'm saying, should really just shut all that down. You know what I mean? Unless you just one of them stubborn, hard-headed Negroes, which we know the Bible speaks about those as well in Ezekiel the 3rd chapter.
Right.
You get my point? But I wanted to start there because a majority of the scriptures that we're going to be covering tonight are in the Old Testament. You know what I'm saying? And these scriptures that we're going to be going over is, you know what I'm saying, the responsibility that falls on parents to raise our children up right. You get what I'm saying? Because we all know that if we don't get on top of our children and stay on top of our children, we leave leave them to be victims. We leave them as prey to the world. And when we allow the world to have our children, you get what I'm saying? You get the generation that you see today. You get my point? This younger generation is full of whores, homosexuals, and what's the PC way to say trannies? I didn't say it already now, it's a lot, but okay, sex operation people. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, politically correct way. But thank you though, brother. I appreciate you. So from that, we'll go ahead and we'll go to Proverbs chapter 22. Proverbs 22 and 6. We're going to start there. Well, we started with Romans 15 and 4, but from there we're going to go to Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. All right?
God. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 6.
Uh-huh.
Train up a child in the way he should go.
Uh-huh.
And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
You see what I'm saying? So now when it says train up a child in the way he should go, what is the Bible talking about? How should you train up a child? Shalomah?
You should train them to walk in the spirit.
True, but lay it down flat.
You should raise them up to follow the law, faith, and commandments.
That's it right there. You get what I'm saying? That's what you said was true. You get my point? But to a child, they have no idea what that is.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So you have to lay it down flat to a child. You know what I mean? And sometimes you have to treat adults as children because some of them have the mind of a child.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And so you gotta lay it down flat, and you have to lay down a foundation. You have to stand on that foundation, and you have to be hardcore with that stance, and you have to be willing to stand on it and not compromise it for anyone or anything. You get what I'm saying? And so when it says train up a child in the way that he should go, it's telling you to, you know what I'm saying, however you raise your child, that's the way he's gonna go more times than not, he or she. You get my point? So if you teach that child how to be a whore, she's gonna be a whore.
Right.
You get my point? If you're a woman, if you're a single mom and you have a son and you have him taking pictures of you on a pole for Instagram, you know what I mean? He's either gonna be extremely effeminate or he's gonna look for women just like you. And he's gonna treat women the same way that you get treated. You get my point? He's gonna think that it's okay for you know what I'm saying, there to be a parade of men in and out of the house every goddamn week. You get what I'm saying? And what you do is you're training up a generation to train up another generation, and you're training them up to destroy generation after generation after generation. Meanwhile, if you train them up, teaching them that pork is unlawful, if you train them up and you teach them how nasty and disgusting a pig actually is, you get what I'm saying? If you tell them that shrimp ain't nothing but a bottom feeder, you know what I'm saying, where it's literally the cockroach of the sea. You get my point? Anything that gets thrown in the ocean, the shrimp eats it. You know what I'm saying? The shrimp is there to clean the ocean. You get what I'm saying? And it's so funny because people turn their nose up at cockroaches, but you'll eat a shrimp. And if you look at a shrimp to me looks even more disgusting than a cockroach. If you put them side by side, you get what I'm saying? Not once it's been dipped in the batter and all that, but I mean, if you're gonna dip that shrimp in the batter, I mean, you might as well dip that roach in the batter. You get my point? How you gonna look down? I mean, and it's so. I mean, I'm just tripping out, like, cause niggas get freaked out by bugs, especially female. They get so disgusted by bugs, You know, a majority of them got a closet full of them because they don't do laundry. You get what I'm saying? They got them old still ass underwear that's been in there for 2 months with 12 different samples on them. You understand? Oh, sorry, YouTube, but the bottom line is, I'm just saying, that's strike one. It's like, the bottom line is, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of y'all scared to go into y'all closet because y'all scared of what's going to come out that goddamn closet. You understand me? But yet, you find out that they're buy one, get one free shrimp, you're there. Right. You get what I'm saying? And you'll watch them dig in there with their hands and dig in there with that net and scoop up that shrimp. And when you looking at it and it's stuck to the side of the, what's it called? The fish tank? Or the bowl, whatever you want to call it, it's stuck there and it's just eating shit the whole goddamn time. And you sitting there like, good, you can't wait. You know what I'm saying? That right there is what you call fried, dyed, and laid to the side right there. You understand? Niggas used to say that about a conch. Nah, nigga, that shrimp is what you frying, dying, and laying to the side. You get what I'm saying? But yet you turn your nose up at roaches. You get my point? If you look at a lobster is disgusting. You get what I'm saying? Like if you look at a lobster, it is disgusting. You get what I'm saying? And then I mean, just for me personally, right? Yeah, it smell like the boiling crab, exactly. Some of you know what? I'm not even gonna say that. Was you talking about the restaurant or was you talking about some of these sisters? I mean, I'm not sure. I'm just trying to make sure. So like, you know, let me stall the sisters out. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be cool. The point of the matter is, but that's what happens if you don't train up a child correctly. You understand? She will go to school smelling like the boiling crab. I mean, it sound harsh, but it's reality. You get my point? And if you don't want that for your child, then you should make sure that you raise your child up accordingly. You know what I mean? And the thing is, and that's the thing. They frown upon roaches, but consider shrimp a delicacy. That's the funny thing about all this, right? But it's not. But we can take it off food though. We can look at these holidays all week since last Thursday. We've been going in on Thanksgiving. Right. And we've been going in on how wicked and disgusting and evil Thanksgiving is. You get my point? Well, Christmas is no different. And the closer that we get towards Christmas, we'll go into it a little bit more. I got some stories that I'm saving, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna show y'all some stuff that I found, you know what I mean, that's gonna go into how thirsty and how grimy people are around this time of year. You know what I'm saying? Charlotte Marvin bringing out the last couple of weeks the suicide rate in America. It wouldn't surprise me if it actually goes up the closer that we get towards so-called Christmas. You get what I'm saying? And all this being in the spirit is a front. You get what I'm saying? You're not even being your own self. You putting on this front like you just so happy and jolly. You know what I'm saying? You going to work with the dumbass sweater on and you know what I'm saying? You bringing cookies and all that. You get what I'm saying? Meanwhile, you going home miserable as hell because you don't have the money to even buy a tree. And you miserable over that because you can't buy a tree. You get what I'm saying? Let's drop that. Let me get Genesis chapter 18. Let me get Genesis chapter 18, verse 18.
What scripture?
Genesis 18 and 18.
Come.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing though, right? Like the same way, and see the thing is, right, the same way that we you know what I'm saying, that we talk about these kids and we talk about the youth, you know what I'm saying? The responsibility falls on us as parents as well. You get what I'm saying? Us as parents, you know what I'm saying? We can't act like we buddy with our kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you're not supposed to have a relationship and get along with your kids. You know what I'm saying? But it's important that child understands that at the end of the day, I'm the parent and you're the child. You know what I'm saying? Can we yuck it up here and there? Yeah, for sure. We clown a little bit? Yeah, for sure. But when it's time for business, it's time for business. You know what I'm saying? If I tell you to cut the shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. You get what I'm saying? And so that's all part of training up a child. You get what I'm saying? In the same way that we put this emphasis on these young sisters, you know what I'm saying, making sure that we raise them up right, we got to raise these brothers up right as well. We got to raise these brothers up to the point to where we teach these brothers, man. It's important. It's our responsibility to teach these brothers, man. Don't be chasing after these girls for the sole purpose of chasing after them. You understand? Don't gas them up and lie to them and tell them that you in love with them. You understand? Just so you can talk them out of their clothes, and then the next day you go to school bragging about how you slept with that girl and humbled her. You get what I'm saying? These are the things that we have to teach our sons. You know what I mean? We have to teach our sons, you know what I'm saying, to marry within your nation. You know what I'm saying? First of all, we have to teach our sons who our nation is. You understand? We have to let him know, hey man, you're not going to the barbershop, and this is why you're not going to the barbershop. Right. You get what I'm saying? You ain't getting no shape up, and here's why. You know what I'm saying? You're not shaving your beard, and here's why. You know what I'm saying? You're not wearing them tight ass pants, and here's why. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be decked out in purple, and here's why. You get what I'm saying? I can go on and on and on and on and on. You get what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, the same way that we got to train up these young sisters, we got to train up these brothers as well. You understand? Because if we train up the brothers right, you know what I'm saying, then we'll train up these, and we train up the sisters right. Then what's happening is, what are we doing if we train the young brothers and the young sisters right? What are we doing? All right?
Building the nation.
Exactly. We're building a nation and we're working towards the kingdom. That's exactly what we're doing. Because what happens is, if we do that, we're stopping the generational curses.
That's
Right there. You get my point? If we teach our kids to not eat shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster, and we teach them to fall in love with the philosophies of these other nations, you get what I'm saying? We're training them up. You get what I'm saying? So when they get older, they'll see a heathen and they'll see them as nothing more than a heathen. You get my point? And they'll have to understand that that heathen is less than me. He's beneath me. You know what I'm saying? Come on with it, Shalimar.
I was gonna say something you just said was so heavy.
Oh, Most High Christ.
Generational curse. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's funny you just said that because black people, we love to all day talk about, yo, this is a generational curse and that is a generational curse. This is a generational curse. And we gotta stop all the generational curses. And then they come right around and say that children should have their own free will. Like, that's a new way that's being pushed. Like, oh,
Yeah.
you should let your child decide everything. Like, basically let your child raise their goddamn self.
Right.
And then come around and talk about generational curses.
Right.
that they want to stop and break. You know,
Right.
how the hell you gonna stop generational curse if you're not gonna raise your child up better? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it just goes to show that it just goes to show how toxic America's philosophy is to our people. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because that so-called freedom basically blinds us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and we essentially just throwing our kids to the wolves. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna let them raise whatever they want to do. I'm gonna let them figure it out. And they're gonna walk down their old path. You know what I'm saying? Throwing them basically completely to the wolves, and then now you got Lil Nas X's, and now you got
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Little kids talking about, I feel like I'm a girl inside when, you know what I'm saying, when this kid was born a boy.
Mm-hmm.
All of this confusion,
Yeah.
simply because parents refuse to be the parent. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you just said right there. Generational curse is like, it's a new goddamn generational curse that's being brought out, and that's the wave of basically let your kid figure it out for themselves.
Right.
You know?
Nah, that's heavy what you brought out. You know what I'm saying? That and everything that you said is on point. Hey, Halak, what's going on, man? You're sure like a thug. Good to see you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, what you saying is on point, and that's the thing. Like the hypocrisy of, you know what I'm saying, us as a nation. We talk about generational curses, but yet we want our kids to have free will. How is that stopping the generational curse? Because if we allow our children to have a free will, they're going to follow America.
Right.
And we see what following America has gotten us as a nation.
Right.
You get my point? If we allow our children to raise ourselves, we're going to have a whole new crop of Nick Cannons.
Right.
We're going to have a whole new crop of Steve Harveys. Can you imagine having more than one Steve Harvey? Listen, man. Can you imagine having more than one? Oh my God! Don't even get me started on Ray J. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? One is enough. You get my point? Can you imagine if there was more than one Lizzo? For the love of God, listen, man. Don't listen. Let's get some more. Let's get Genesis chapter 18, verse 18.
Oh God, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 18 and verse 18.
Shoot it.
And the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre, and he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day.
It's like, are you at Genesis 18?
Come on,
18 and 18.
Come on. Oh, so like it. Let me scroll down. So like it. That's what me.
I'm on about Shalom, sis.
Seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him.
Stop right there. See that scripture right there? That'll jam up a Christian. You see what I'm saying? Not understanding, you know what I mean, that Abraham, through Abraham, when he's talking about that those nations, right? It says blessed. Which means what? There's a difference between the blessing and promise. Thank you. Yeah, an inheritance. Two totally different things. You get what I'm saying? Ishmael got a blessing, but did he get the promise?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I stopped right there because a Christian would try to use that against us.
Right.
Not understand that says blessed. You get my point? Blessed. Big difference, right? Let's get some more.
Verse 19. For I know him, that he will command his children.
He will do what?
That he will command his children and his household after him. And they shall keep the way of the Lord.
And that they shall keep the way of the Lord, right? It said that he will command his children in his household after him. What does it mean to command his children in his household after him? What does that mean? All right.
So raise up his children and his household in the spirit of the Lord that he's walking in. So basically, he's gonna raise his household to be like him.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's it right there. That's what it's all about right there. You get what I'm saying? Abraham is going to teach his household, right? He's going to teach his children in his household after him. What is the household after him? Shalomah?
The generations that come after.
Yes, exactly. And you see the difference because it says the children, right? And then it says in his household after him. And who's that household? All right?
Isaac, Jacob, and then the 12 tribes.
Absolutely. You get what I'm saying? And that's what Abraham did, and that's why we're doing what we're doing now. You get what I'm saying? We were charged to teach the children. You get what I'm saying? That's why we had these classes. These classes ain't just for the adults. These classes are for the children as well. And so what we're doing and what you're going to see is a pattern of us pulling scriptures, you know what I'm saying, that doesn't ask us to raise the children. It's given a commandment to raise the children. Let's get some more. Let me get Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 8.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
And what nation is there so great that hath statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day? Verse 9. Only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons.
What is that telling you? What did the last part of that verse just let you know? All right.
Teach your sons and have your sons teach their sons, and thenceforth everything that you witness with your own eyes, so that these things that we witness they don't get forgotten, so that we fall from the wall.
Exactly. Shalomah.
I was going to add on to that, basically, to sum it all up, teach your children your history. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the history that we have, which is basically in this Bible, it's important that we teach our children these things so that they understand the power that brought us out of Egypt. And they understand why we acknowledge these high holy days. And they understand and take honor in the fact that it means something to call yourself Israel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's extremely important because, like you said, we the salt of the earth, and our blood is royal among all of the nations on the planet. So, and these stories shows us. I mean, like these stories basically are able to, be able to show our children through our history.
And so, who did that in the Bible? What we just read? Who did that? There's two examples that pop up in the top of my head. All right.
Abraham.
That's one.
Moses.
Yes and no.
Well, Job's sons didn't follow.
Shalomah? No. Yes and no.
It's someone with children, correct?
Yes.
King David?
Him too. Somebody else. That's right. The brothers in our Bible, our records, and our history, our culture, and our story. Absolutely correct, Halak. There's two brothers that y'all missing.
Oh, damn,
There's two brothers. You were right, but there's two brothers that y'all missing. That's true.
Would it be Isaac?
That's true as well. The fact that I'm saying that's true should let y'all know there's somebody else. There's two other brothers. Shalomah? That's one.
Okay.
Who's the other? You're right. That's one of the answers I was looking for. Who else? That's true. Not what I'm looking for. Anybody online? Noah is one of the answers that I was looking for. All the other answers that y'all gave is correct, but there was two specific that I was looking for. All right?
Could you say Adam because of Seth?
That's who I was looking for. Adam and Noah. How did Noah know what was clean and what was unclean?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? He learned that from Adam.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? How did Shem know?
Because of Noah.
You get my point? I was starting all the way back. You get my point?
Right.
So everybody followed after them. You get what I'm saying? Isaac knew that because of what Adam did, or because of what Noah did, or because of what Abraham did. But before you can get to Isaac, before you can get to Jacob, before you can get to King David, right? Before you can get to Solomon, before you can get to any of those brothers, you got to start with
Adam and Noah.
there you go. You get my point? And so that's one thing you take from that, right? The other thing that you get from that is you hear, it says, but teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons. How can you sum that up in one word? Shalom.
Teach your children and your grandchildren.
No. Yes, but no.
Also, you said one word, so like
You're right, but not what I'm looking for. It says, but teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons. All right?
Generation?
That's it right there. You're teaching the generations. You get my point? Because it says thy sons and thy sons' sons. So were you correct by saying the grandchildren? Yes, you're correct. But what is that though? What is a son who has a son?
Next generation.
You get there you go. You get what I'm saying? And so the same way that it's saying teach thy sons and thy sons' sons, the same applies to our daughters as well. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And so nothing in these scriptures, with the exception of going out to camp and prophesying, nothing and out besides that, all these other things, you know what I'm saying, apply to our daughters as well. You get what I'm saying? The sisters do not get a pass. You get what I'm saying? Because, you know, they're women or they're young children or they're little girls, whatever the case may be. They have to be taught the same way. They have to be trained up the same way as well. You know what I mean? They have to be taught the same way, and we have to instill it in them as well so that they can pass it down and pass it down and pass it down. You know what I mean? And that's what's been happening. The problem is it's been done on the left-hand side. You get my point? Like, for example, these holidays. You know what I'm saying? I give you an example, like on a personal tip. My mother, right? It's a New Year's tradition for her to cook chitlins on New Year's. Why? Because her mother did it.
right.
You get my point? She was raised up on that. You see what I'm saying? And so she's continuing it on, and she passed that on to us. You get what I'm saying? The thing about it is, though, you know, I hated it. You know what I'm saying? I hated it. I'd never ate them before. Just on the strength of the smell alone, I was cool. And I don't know how people do it. Not just because it's unlawful, but just looking at them. I mean, they look nasty. They smell nasty. I mean, you can drown in all the hot sauce you want, but I just can't imagine that shit tasting good. Like, seriously. Just looking at them in the sink, man. My grandmother, listen, man, that's some disgusting shit, man. Like I said, I don't know how y'all do it. You know what I mean? And then be mad when they go to the doctor and then get put on high blood pressure medication.
Right.
But you just ate this whole 10-pound tub of goddamn chitlins. You get my point? Let's get some more. Let me get Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 5.
But Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 5.
Shoot it.
And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thine heart.
With all thine what?
With all thine heart.
Uh-huh.
And with all thy soul.
Uh-huh.
And with all thy might.
Uh-huh.
Verse 6. And these words which I command thee this day
Mm-hmm.
shall be in thine heart.
Uh-huh.
And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children.
Unto who?
Unto thy children.
Uh-huh.
And shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house.
Uh-huh.
And when thou walkest by the way.
Uh-huh.
And when thou liest down. And when thou risest up.
Uh-huh.
And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes.
Let's start there. Come on with it.
Yes, like I actually had a question about that.
Come on with it.
So, verse 8, are we able to use that as a counterpunch precept for in Revelations with the mark of the beast being on the forehead and on the hand? Because you're not going to put your child on your hand and on your forehead.
Yes, and that's what I was getting ready to get into without going into the mark. But I see why you would tie that in, right? Because Christians and I heard I can't remember what teacher was teaching this, but he was saying that fake Israelites used to literally like write laws on their hands, thinking that this was literal. You get my point? So are you telling me that you would wear glasses and that you would put the goddamn laws inside your lenses? You goddamn idiot. It's not literal. Like, this is slang, and this is nigga talk right here. You get my point? Like it's no different than when a nigga say, nigga, you know what I'm saying? I wear my heart on my sleeve.
Right.
I mean, are you literally taking your heart and putting it on your sleeve? Of course not. You get what I'm saying? The whole point that is trying to, what is the point of verse 8, Iraq? How would you sum that up?
Now, I'm not 100% sure about when it says bind them for a sign, but when you're putting them on your hand, like it's the work that you're putting forth for them, and also with them being as frontless between thine eyes, it's, that's the vision. Put in the work to see them basically keep the law.
You own it, Shalimar. You want to give it a shot?
I was gonna say that it basically means like, a sign upon thy hand, and, front, like, keep it as frontless between your eyes. Basically, do this work diligent, where it's something that's gonna be seen. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something that other people are gonna be able to look at and be inspired by. Like, oh shit, like they really keeping the law. Like, it's, you can see it in their hands. You can see it in the frontlets of their eyes. Like that's what I.
Yes. So the whole point of this is, how you would sum this up is, in everything that you do in your hands, like you said, the work that you do is a reflection of these laws. The things that you do, the things that you see, which makes you not do certain things, is because when you see that strip club, right, you don't go to the strip club. Why? Because the law is on the frontlets of your eyes. You get what I'm saying? When you see the strip club, you see a whorehouse. You know what I'm saying? When you see the dope spot over there, you see, you know what I'm saying, the dope spot. You see a place of witchcraft. You get what I'm saying? That being in between thine eyes, you know what I'm saying, and frontlets between thine eyes. The whole point of that is, in everything that you do in your mind, was locked in your mind, is keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. You get what I'm saying? That's how you would sum that up. Everything that you do, everything that you say, everything that you about is reflective of these laws, statutes, and commandments. And as you do that, you know what I'm saying, it'll trickle down to your children. You get what I'm saying? So when you go up and it says you should teach them diligently unto thy children, meaning don't just talk about it, you know what I'm saying, once a day or once a week. You know what I'm saying? Constantly remind your children why we don't eat pork, or why it is that you understand, we keep the feasts of Hanukkah, what these candles represent, or what the candlestick is about. You get my point? Why it is that, you know what I'm saying, on these feast days we eat and party the way we do. You get what I'm saying? Why it is that we stick within our own tribes. You get what I'm saying? Why it is that we have a perfect hatred for these other nations. You get what I'm saying? This is something that we're supposed to remind our children of diligently. Diligently means be on top of it. You're supposed to be on top of your child. Every time they think about doing some shit on the left-hand side, you're supposed to be on their line and remind them, hey man, what the hell you doing? You know what I'm saying? You want the Lord to kill you? Because he will. You get what I'm saying? And there's been many a class where we've going into the fact that death ain't always literal. You'll be so booked that you wish you was dead, because that's how much hell you're going through. You get what I'm saying? All right.
So a frontlet is basically like a warband?
No. Did you look it up?
Kind.
What does it say? Because you know there's more than one definition, right? What did you get for frontlet?
I'm looking at in the Blue Letter Bible.
So there's one that says, from an unused root meaning, to go around or bind, says outline of biblical usage, bands, phyllanteries, frontlets, and marks. And then it says, from an unused root meaning, to go around or bind, a fillet for the forehead, a frontlet. But then when I looked on the Oxford language, Oxford dictionary, it says an ornamental piece of cloth hanging over the upper part of the altar frontal, and then the dated definition is a decorative band or ornament worn on the forehead.
That's the only definition that you've seen. Because what it's saying is this, it doesn't. Indeed, what you got to remember too, Iraq, It doesn't say that you're going to be wearing it. It says as a frontlet.
No, right.
You see what I'm saying?
Because it's plain as that. You can see my head, my head.
So if you want to say as an ornament hanging in front of you, if you want to look at it like that, but it's not as a war crown, because you can't see the war crown because you got it on your head. You get my point. But if you want to use it like you said, what else? You said an ornament. You said a cloth that's hanging, right? Something that you can see.
Right.
But it doesn't mean like literally, like you're gonna literally have it around your head. That's not
like,
what it's
like
saying.
almost like a veil, because you can see the veil hanging up.
Right. But it doesn't mean like it's like a literal veil. It's just saying as.
Right.
So in other words, everything that you do is gonna be as if you got it written like right in front of you.
Okay.
You get my point? So in other words, like there's a veil on you that has the laws, but it's not really there.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
No,
I got you. But yeah, that's the mentality. So like everything before you go to do something, you know what I'm saying? Oh shit, I ain't supposed to be doing that.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Before you go to do, oh wait, hold on. You know what I'm saying? I remember I ain't supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of it. You get what I'm saying? Come on with it.
I was gonna say, and that's why it's so important that our slogan is no excuses.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like when you look at this truth and you look at these law, statutes, commandments, you have it as a frontlet right in front of your eyes.
Right.
You do. You know what I'm saying? You can't possibly tell me that you when it made this type of mistake. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't say that because we supposed to have this law as a frontlet right in front of our eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like before you make any decision, it's almost supposed to be like you looking right at the law. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So it's like our slogan being no cowards, no excuses. It's like there's no excuse for making certain type of mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Or doing something like that. Like once you learn this truth and you know right from wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that slogan, no excuses, fits right in with the scripture right here.
Definitely, and that's a good way to put it. The sister says, "Is it being able to see who they become?" No, that doesn't apply. You know what I'm saying? To what it is that we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? But let me ask y'all this: what would be considered a frontlet today? Based on the definition of a frontlet, what can you use as a frontlet today?
It's like a literal frontlet.
Yes. To your point about there being no excuses, right? Knowing right from wrong, before you go to do something you know you ain't got no business doing, what can you use as a frontlet today? Shalimar?
Counsel.
Bring me home. You're right. Bring me home, though.
Basically contacting the brother above you.
Bring me home. You're right.
ISUPK.
Yes, but no. I rock. Yes.
Oh, come.
Yes, the phone that's in your hand all goddamn day is a frontlet. Pick up the phone and call the man above you and tell him that you want to do something stupid and give him an order and ask him to give you an order to not do something stupid.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Use the phone. The phone is your frontlet. Come on with it.
I was gonna say, like, once again, that's why it's definitely no excuses. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember,
Thank you.
Like, Joe Muhammad used to say all the time, like, you know what? You should just let me make all the decisions in your life, just all of them. Like, before you do anything, just call me or call the man above you because you're an idiot who doesn't know anything, he doesn't know how to, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like we say these things for a reason. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So it's like, that your point is perfect. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, you got men greater than you in here, who's experienced more than you in here, who has more wisdom than you in here. So before you make any decision, 100% of the time there's gonna be a brother in this truth above you that's been there and done that. So why not take advantage of that? You know what I'm saying? If you refuse to take advantage of that, it gets yourself caught up in something, then well, you got to blame. I mean, you say white man is the devil, but I mean, hey, no excuses. You knew better.
At the end of the day, and that's something that's hard for anyone to be able to escape. You cannot escape that part.
No.
When you've been in here for a long enough period of time, you cannot use you can't pull an I didn't know card.
Right.
You get my point? Because there's too many people that you can get in contact with that if you call the first brother and he doesn't know, you understand, by the time you get to the second or third brother, he's gonna know. The question is, are you going to put forth that effort to get to that second or third brother? That's the real question. You get what I'm saying? But that's what it's all about. You get what I'm saying? And that same thing is what you teach to the children as well, though. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It's one thing for you to learn this truth, But it's another thing for you to take this truth and pass it down to those in your own house. You get what I'm saying? And stand on it. You know what I mean? Under no circumstances are we supposed to let our children run over us.
Right.
Under no circumstances. That is not love. Letting your kids do whatever they want because you don't want them to be mad at you. That's not love. That's you showing that you hate your children.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It shows that you have no respect for them and that you have no respect for yourself. You get my point? That's the thing. And so many times that excuse gets used. I did it for the kids. No, you did it for yourself.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It's all about you. You know what I mean? You sit these kids in front of these TVs so that you can go do you. There's a reason why you make sure you got every app imaginable on your TV to keep them kids as occupied as possible so that you can go in your room and snort all the coke that you can get your hands on. You get my point? So that you can get tossed up by every dude imaginable. You get what I'm saying? Or so that you can, you know what I'm saying, have a sausage party with every dude in your building. You get what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. Here, kids, go watch this. Here's some SpongeBob for you, which is gay. You get what I'm saying? Here's some Friends, which is gay. You get what I'm saying? Here's some Disney Channel, which is super gay. You get what I'm saying? Meanwhile, you're going to go in the room and, you know what I'm saying, you thinking that, you know what, I got rid of them for a little bit, not understanding that you're training them to be another version of you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But if you train them with these law, statutes, and commandments, you get what I'm saying, they'll be able to watch something and they'll be able to see through the bullshit. They'll watch something and they'll be so disgusted by it they won't continue to watch it. You get what I'm saying? Because it's just certain things you'll be watching, and it's damn near nothing that you can. It's nothing that you could turn on a day without there being some form of gay shit in it. Damn near every show, damn near every movie. You know what I'm saying? There's and now and this I've noticed, me personally, I don't know about y'all, but it's more dudes that I noticed that's on the gay shit than it is the females. At least that's what they're showing on TV. You get what I'm saying? And then they taking it to another level because even these commercials, it's always a dude that got to be kissing another dude. You get what I'm saying? And when you see that, it's your responsibility to tell your child, just because it's on TV does not make it right. That is an abomination in the eyes of the Lord, and he will kill you for that. You get what I'm saying? Just because they show a commercial with two females raising a child, you get what I'm saying? Do not think that that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's the colonizer doing what he does best. You get what I'm saying? Which is devise cunning fables. You get what I'm saying? To play your dumb ass. You get what I'm saying? Because the oppressor's job is to get you to continuously sin against the Lord so that he can hold on to his kingdom for as long as he possibly can. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some more. Let's get Psalms chapter 78, verse 3. I told you it's gonna be real heavy with the Old Testament. We're gonna go into the Apocrypha as well. You know what I mean? But the whole point from this class is, you know what I'm saying, to raise your children up the right way. You get what I'm saying? Now, okay. You know what I'm saying? When it's all said and done, your objective is to lace your children with all the game that you're soaking up, praying that as they grow up, they take the game that you laced them with. You get what I'm saying? If they choose to go the other way, it won't be because it's your job to make sure it's not because of your lack of education to them. You get what I'm saying? Whether it's how to deal with a man, how to deal with a woman, you know what I'm saying? When is a good time to, you know what I'm saying, get married, when you should, when you shouldn't, what type of man, what type of woman, you know what I'm saying, what type of food to eat, what type of food not to eat, credit, you get what I'm saying, education, whatever the case may be. Your job at the end of the day is to make sure that regardless of the direction that child goes, you know what I'm saying, if that child goes off to the left, you can look back and say, hey, I did my job as a parent. You get what I'm saying? Because if you don't, then the blood is on your hands because you didn't do your job. You see what I'm saying? If you didn't teach your daughters that showing their bodies on Instagram, you know what I'm saying, is a form of whoredom, that's your fault. So when they go to school the next day and everybody pointing and laughing at them because, you know what I'm saying, they was able to see your 12-year-old daughter's bikini line because you didn't tell them that shit was wrong, that's your fault.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? If you don't take them to the mall and you don't approve what they buy and what they don't buy, and you got them walking around looking like they finna go on a stroll, that's your fault. You get what I'm saying? If you allow that boy to go to the mall and he come back with some pants that's so tight that he gotta lay down and put them on, that's your fault. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you something right now. If a nigga gotta lay down and put his pants on and he puts them on anyway, he needs his ass whooped. But who should get his ass whooped first, though? Thank you. Why? Because they allowed it to happen. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
This is the
All right.
I got a question.
Uh-huh.
What if one of the children in your household is a heathen?
Uh-huh.
Is it still our responsibility to train them up in that same way, though?
Yes. Your job is to love and take care of that child, heathen and all. You get my point? Like, think about it. Look at how Rebecca treated Isaac. She didn't mistreat him. I mean, not Isaac, Salaki, Esau. I said Isaac, my fault. Yeah. Salaki.
all the Christians.
Yeah, man, them niggas don't, man, see, them niggas don't know what they talking about. Listen, man, dumbass. Man, shut up. You know what I'm saying? I caught it. The bottom line is, look at how Rebecca treated Esau. You get what I'm saying? Rebecca knew that Jacob was supposed to be that dude. So much to the point to where she said, let the sin be on me. Jerome Muhammad talked about that earlier. You get what I'm saying? And I don't know if you caught the class earlier. Yeah, but General Muhammad said, yeah, raise him up. You know what I'm saying? Teach him how to be the next Fortune 500 CEO. You know what I'm saying? Train him up so he can go to Harvard and become the president or whatever the case may be. That's your job, to train him up right. You get my point? Now, whether he does it or not, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, when he's grown, that's on him. But he won't be able to say, damn, man, my dad didn't teach me shit. I'm just out here lost and stupid because my dad didn't teach me nothing. Like, nah. You get what I'm saying? That's your responsibility. You get what I'm saying? It's on us. So the same way that I can get on the youth and make sure that the youth, you know what I'm saying, is soaking in this game, it's up to us to give them the game. You get my point? Because the reality of it is, like, hey, my job, listen, this is what it is. When you get grown, if you don't want to follow the rules, get the hell on. Lord be with you.
Right.
But if you don't want to follow these rules, the Lord, chances are he will not be with you.
Right.
So you better off following these rules, you know what I'm saying, if you want the Lord to be on your side. If you don't want the Lord to be on your side, do what you do. You won't last long, though. You know what I'm saying? And if you do, that punishment is going to be so severe, like I mentioned in the beginning of the class, you're going to wish you were dead, because that's how much hell the Lord will put you through.
Right.
Or he might just take you out right there on the spot. You know what I'm saying? You might listen, man. You might turn 18 and say, I'm grown. I ain't had a birthday party my whole life. It's going down. I found an 18 and over club down there in LA. You know what I'm saying? It costs $200 to book it for the whole night, which is a red flag. It's $200 to book a spot for the whole night. Trust me, believe me, they selling crack in the back of the club. They shooting dice, the whole thing, and they selling meat on the side. You know what I'm saying? Meat that you can put on the grill and meat that you can put in the back seat of your car. Whatever, however. You understand? And you're going to spend that $200, and you're going to call all your little nappy-headed friends, and they're going to bring their trifling asses to that party, and that party's going to get shot up. You know who's going to get shot first? You.
Right.
Because you're going to have that big-ass crown on your head that say, it's my birthday, I'm 18, I'm grown. You understand? And that bullet going to go right to that crown. You know what I'm saying? The first one going to go through the crown that you're wearing, and the other one's going to go through your crown.
Right.
Straight like that. You get my point? Or it's going to go through the crown of your boyfriend who you just so mad in love with. You get my point? Because you just love him so much, and y'all just had to run away and just, you know, just because my parents, they get on my nerves, and they don't know shit, and they're mean, and yap. You know what I mean? So you get on the Greyhound bus with some dude who's 36. You get what I'm saying? And he just like, yeah, baby, yeah, fuck them. You get what I'm saying? And you gonna get on the Greyhound bus, you know what I'm saying? And y'all gonna go to Idaho some goddamn where, and 2 weeks later, after he found out what he did and then got his turns on you, you know what I'm saying? You gonna wind up in a desert some goddamn where, chopped up in pieces. Why? Because you didn't listen to your parents. Come on with it.
And if they survive, don't be saying niggas ain't shit.
And there's that. There's that. You get my point? Or on the other side, man, these bitches ain't shit. Okay, well, nigga, you chose them. Because I told you, you know what I'm saying, you need to look for a sister that does this, and this, and you went the complete opposite.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now you done got stuck with some white woman that don't know nothing about nothing. She does not know what it is to be black. All she wanted was to have black. You get my point? You gave her the black experience. You get what I'm saying? And now she's giving you the white experience. So as soon as you raise your voice at her, you're going to jail. You understand me? You taking your dumb ass to jail. You understand? She's going to slap herself because they love touching on themselves. Wait. No, I didn't mean, hold on, sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that. No, what I'm saying is they like causing harm to themselves. They probably like touching themselves too, but that's not what I was talking about. My point is, they have no problem with slapping the shit out themselves and calling the police and saying you did it. Police pull up, 6'4", 275-pound black man, 5'3", 120-pound white woman. What's gonna happen there? You get my point? And then, or it could be the other way around. You know what I'm saying? 6'4", 275-pound black woman and some 5'3", you know what I'm saying, 100-pound scrawny ass cracker. And guess what? The big burly black woman is going to jail. And she got all the bruises and shit that he actually put on her. You get my point? Even though she should have hit his ass with a leg drop, but I mean, you know, that's what you get for dealing with that crack in the first place. You know what I'm saying? That's that. Let's get some more.
You want me to start at verse 3 or 2? It looked like 2 give more context. You want to start at verse 3 still?
You can start at 2. It's cool.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 78, and verse 2. I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings of old.
You understand? What the sister said was heavy. She said, you may not die, but live the rest of your life in a wheelchair and depend on others to wipe your butt. Hey, listen, man, and you know the cold part about it is, if I could, before we go into the script, you know the cold part about it is, it's gonna be your family members that's gonna be there for you, and they're gonna treat you like shit. They're gonna hate having to clean up after you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna get to the point where they're gonna hire somebody else to do it, and they just gonna get the money. And they're gonna hire somebody from the outside, and he or she gonna do a half-ass job, and you're gonna be dipping around in that wheelchair, smelling like shit all goddamn day because ain't nobody change your diaper because you didn't want to listen to your parents. You get my point? Or you know what I'm saying, that white woman that you married, you know what I'm saying, she didn't took all your money. You understand? And so because she took all your money, you can't afford your medical insurance no more. You know what I'm saying? So now all the nigga that you turned your back on for this white broad, they ain't fucking with you no more. So now you gotta now you in a wheelchair like Lieutenant Dan trying to figure out how to wipe your own ass. Exactly. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some more.
Verse 3.
Uh-huh.
Which we have heard and known.
Uh-huh.
And our fathers have told us.
Uh-huh. And our what?
And our fathers have told us.
Uh-huh.
We will not hide them from their children.
We will not do what?
We will not hide them from their children.
This part right here is important, man. Listen to what it's saying. Read it again, please.
We will not hide them from their children.
We will not hide them from our children. Keep going.
Showing to the generation to come the praises of the Lord.
There go that word again. Generation. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And his strength.
Uh-huh.
And his wonderful works that he has done.
What is one of the wonderful works that he has done? All right.
Well, I mean, he rose up Adam from dust,
Mm-hmm.
delivered the great flood with Noah, and delivered Israel out of Egypt with Moses, split the Red Sea.
All true. Everything that you said was true. You know what I'm saying? But before you can get to Egypt, you have to do what? You have to choose the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to be those children.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? That's the thing. Esau could have got that birthright. But because of his profanity, like General Hyman brought out earlier in class, you know what I'm saying, he gave it to us. And thank you for that. You get my point? But that right there is the most important thing, that he chose us to be the chosen people. Because if he did not choose us to be the chosen people, there'd be no point of us sitting here in class right now. We may as well sit around and just hope that we get to go into heaven with white Jesus. You get what I'm saying? Let's get some more.
Come. Verse 5.
Uh-huh.
For he established a testimony in Jacob.
Uh-huh.
And appointed a law in Israel.
Why is that part so heavy? What does that do right there? Shalimar?
It sets order.
That's true. But what else does it do? You're right. But what is that telling you, though? It's a whole nother topic, but what is it telling you, though? Go ahead.
Basically saying, telling us that the Lord preferred us and chose Israel.
That's it. Remember how what do we always say about these scriptures? They're what? Manifold. They're manifold. You see what I'm saying? We can use this scripture for this topic, but yet we can also use this scripture for a whole nother topic.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We're talking about training up children, how to raise your children up, but yet we just seen this same scripture, and we can use this same scripture to show that the Lord is only dealing with Israel.
Right.
You get my point? So as I'm hearing you read that, I stopped right there. I stopped you right there because, again, that's another dagger to those who believe that God was dealing with everybody. You get my point? Let's get some more.
Come. Which he commanded our fathers, that they should make them known to their children.
That they should do what?
That they should make them known to their children. Verse 6. That the generation to come might know them.
That the what?
That the generation to come might know them. Even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children.
You get what I'm saying? And there go that word generation again. You get what I'm saying? So, in other words, what you're learning is, right? What you're learning is, this is not just for you. This is for your children's 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 children. You get what I'm saying? This does not stop. You understand? What the Most High gave us was an everlasting covenant. Right. And it is our responsibility to continuously teach this to our kids. You get what I'm saying? No matter how tired they get of you telling them, you know what I'm saying, how disgusting it is to be a homosexual. Right. No matter how many times we tell them how disgusting it is to eat shrimp or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? You want to press it on them so much to where it's not now it's in the frontlets of their eyes now. Right. You get my point? You want them to wake up thinking like, damn it, I can't eat that. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I can hear his voice in my sleep type shit. That's how you want it to be. Right. You know what I'm saying? You want your kid to wake up in cold sweats. Like, no, okay. I know we're not supposed to eat pork. I understand. Like they wake up in the middle of the night, like, no pork. You know what I'm saying? Like you want it to be like that. You know what I'm saying? No, the white man's the devil. You just wake up out of nowhere just blurting that shit out loud. You know, you look around, they look around, what's wrong with you? You know, I'm just saying. Then you go back to sleep. That's how you want it to be. Right. Shalom, you had your hand up?
That's like I was gonna say, everything you bring out is so heavy.
Most High Christ.
It completely destroys that, like I said earlier, that new generation of Christians that's going to occur in our people, that children should have more free will.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like breakdown that you're bringing out is showing that it's lawful. It's absolutely biblical for us to raise our children the way the Lord told us to raise our children. You know what I'm saying?
Without a doubt.
And all that, let them create their own path. And you know what I'm saying? They should be able to choose who they want to be and all that. It's like these scriptures that you're pulling out absolutely destroys that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And Most High in Christ. And that's the goal in every class that's taught in the UPK, to destroy the philosophy of men, to destroy the philosophy of the Christian church, to destroy the philosophies of your imam.
Right.
You get my point? To destroy your own philosophies. You get my point? To make you put away that old man and that old woman. Because what have we done throughout this whole class? What have we done? Throughout this whole class, what have we done?
We exposed the way we're supposed to raise our children.
Yes and no. That's it. Pull Bible scriptures, the whole class. I haven't pulled no sources. I haven't gone to Wikipedia. We ain't did none of that other than to look up a definition. Outside of that, everything that we've covered has come out of this book. And the reason why that's so important is because, again, according to everybody, they know this book. According to everybody, they believe in this book. According to everybody. You get what I'm saying? But yet, if you show them these scriptures, they've never seen them before. You get my point? And that's what we do in every class that's taught in the UPK. We pull the scriptures that your pastor either doesn't know or that he does know, but he doesn't know the proper breakdown and he's scared of it, so he runs from it. You get my point? Because he doesn't want to pull these scriptures. You want to know why? because his son's a homosexual. Ask Kirk Franklin. You know what I'm saying? Ask T.D. Jakes. You get what I'm saying? Ask these dudes how their children are living. You get my point? And more time than not, they've separated themselves from their children because their children are an abomination to them. You get my point? Because I know, you know what I'm saying? The scripture says, for me and my house, we're gonna serve the Lord. So if you're not down to serve the Lord, you cannot be in my house. Come on with it.
I was gonna say this a precept set, so that everything that you bring out is as far as, you know what I'm saying?
Shoot
We're
it.
supposed to raise our children.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33 and verse 9.
Uh-huh.
Nevertheless, if not one of the wicked of his way
Mm-hmm.
turn from it, if he do not turn from his way, he shall die in his iniquity.
Mm-hmm.
But thou hast delivered thy soul. You know, I was gonna say like this scripture right here goes to show you that this goes for your children too. Like in
Yes.
in a world like America, where everywhere you look is nothing but wickedness around you.
Uh-huh.
You know, pulling those precepts that you've been pulling, and then looking at this scripture, it goes to show you that this is also for your children. Like
Mm-hmm.
you have to show them that the things that they are surrounded by is wicked.
Mm-hmm.
So they go against it.
Mm-hmm.
They decide they want to go be like Dwayne Wade's son
Mm-hmm.
and go do whatever they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then, hey, you know, I done already told you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when they go and the Lord deal with them, you know what I'm saying? Then it's their blood is not on your hands.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you don't raise your children up the way you know you're supposed to, and they're your children, so they're your responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
If they go out and something happens to them, then that blood is on your head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 1,000.
It's your fault.
No, 1,000. And the thing is, like, if I can get personal real quick, my oldest son, he smokes weed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he has no intention on giving it up. So I really don't fuck with him like that. Like that's my son, and I love him. You know what I mean? But you know, I can't get with that program.
Nah, come on.
You get what I'm saying? I refuse to surround myself, you know what I'm saying, with anyone, you know what I mean, who chooses to go the other way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm about my father's business. You understand? And my father's business is raising up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel.
Right.
You get my point? And I don't want that blood on my hand. And I've told him it'd be different if I didn't. You know what I'm saying? But I've been telling him I've been the truth, what, 4 years, a little over 4 years, and I've been telling him since then. Once I found out that it was unlawful, you know what I mean? And I told him, like, hey man, like, yeah, I got, you know, but I'm only gonna tell you so many times. And after that, it's like, all right, man, you know what I'm saying? Hey, when shit go to the left, you get what I'm saying? Like, you know why? You get what I'm saying? Same thing with like I say, same thing with my own moms. And here's the crazy thing, right? So, you know, my mom's it's funny because she agrees with some of the things that you know what I mean, that I've, you know what I'm saying, dropped on her. But the things that she don't agree with, it's as if I never said it. You get my point? And so, you know, she you know what I'm saying, continues to, you know, do her. And what she's not understanding is the reason why she's having all these health complications is because she continues to do her. That's the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard for me to say that because that's my mom's. You know what I'm saying? But facts is facts though. And I'm not gonna compromise this truth, you know what I'm saying, because that's my mother, or because that's my son, or because that's my daughter. You know what I'm saying? The truth before anything and everybody. Right. Period. Again, the scriptures say, as for me and my house, we gonna serve the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. You get my point? It's all about service. It's all about keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. It's about being a righteous man and being a righteous woman in the sight of the Lord. You get what I'm saying? Because Christ is coming back. Whether you choose to believe that or not, that's on you. But you will see, you know what I'm saying, that day, you know what I'm saying? And when you die like these heathens, you know what I'm saying, or you get to begging Christ for mercy, you know what I'm saying, he's gonna point back to all them opportunities that you had to soak that game up from your parents. Or whether you walk by the camp and threw stuff at us because, you know what I'm saying, you didn't want us on the corner. You get what I'm saying? Or you didn't want us, you know what I'm saying, doing these flyer missions. You didn't want us that first Friday. You get my point? You didn't want us on UNLV campus or whatever the case may be. You get what I'm saying? We out there to warn you. We out there because we love you that much to where we're willing to sacrifice our own lives. You get my point? And if you choose not to listen, you get what I'm saying? That day is coming. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about the UPK, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna be able to sit back and say, I told you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you this is the time, because everything that's going on is letting you know that we're in the end. all these things that's happening. How many forms, how many different variants of corona is it now, Rock? This new one, what variant is this?
I think this is it the fourth?
You get my point?
It's more than 3, I know that for sure.
You see what I'm saying? Damn right, sides of war, one west to the death. But it's like we on what, like around the 4th now, right?
4th or 5th, like somewhere around that, yeah.
So what is that telling you?
There's nothing that they can do to stop the will of the Lord.
When you get past all the bullshit, you come with all these different vaccines and all these different mask mandates and all these different things. You know what I'm saying? The Lord's still gonna find a way to cripple this place. He's still gonna find a way to destroy this place. Why? Because he's the Lord. And if he wanted to, with the snap of his fingers, he can end all of it right now.
Right.
He can kick off World War III right now if he wanted to.
Right.
You get my point? And we as a nation, we should be thankful that he hasn't. Why should we be thankful that the Lord has not kicked off the Third World War? All right.
A lot of us still working on getting ourselves clean. You know, that's our grace period.
Exactly.
Once he kicks off that World War III, it's time to pay up.
That's it.
Fat ass fee.
That's it, man. You get what I'm saying? Everybody gonna have to pay. Everybody has a bill to pay. You know what I'm saying? And at some point, like you said, that grace period is gonna run out. You know what I'm saying? You can compare it to, you know, you got a car, right? And you fall a month behind on your car payment. You know what I'm saying? You fall 2 months behind on your car payment, right? You get 3 or 4 months behind on that car payment, they're going to come and tow your car. Why? Because you ran out of grace. They're going to give you X amount of days to come up with some form of payment. And if you don't come up with that payment, you're gonna walk outside. You're gonna be on your way to the strip club. You get what I'm saying, or some crack house or something like that. You know what I'm saying, or you going. You know what I'm saying, you going to a meat fest. You get what I'm saying, and you're gonna go there, and you're gonna be on your way there, and you're gonna be happy. You're gonna put on all your little gay perfume. You're gonna put on all of those stuff. And you're gonna be looking just as gay as you want. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have a rainbow hat on, the rainbow glasses. You get what I'm saying? A rainbow T-shirt. Everything about you is gonna say gay pride. Your belt even gonna say fag on it. You get what I'm saying? And you can't wait. And you go into your car and you just skipping and you just got all the fruit in your system and everything. And you're gonna be skipping to your car and that goddamn car is not gonna be your car's yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Your car is not gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? It just, hey, that real talk. And what the sister said is on point. She said they're going to come at a time when you're not expecting it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Come on with it.
I was gonna say, and the coldest part about it is they get ready to go to the strip club, to the club, with money in their pocket. You know what I'm saying? They get ready to blow on fun. You know what I'm saying? So they, instead of paying the damn fee that's on their card, so their card will get taken and have some form of responsibility. And then once the car taken, they're gonna go back upstairs and roll the blunt they just got them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's buying, spending money to buy that weed with. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like,
yeah.
when you're not in ISUPK, your priorities is all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
like everybody but yourself.
Right.
You didn't have the money to pay these people plenty of times. And
Mhm.
you decided that going to the club was more important.
Yeah.
Smoking weed was more important. Or, you know what I'm saying? Getting high and doing anything else other than being responsible was more important. You know what I'm saying?
They got to blow something, right? So like, I'm just saying though. You know what I mean? The bottom line is that's one thing about in here though. You know what I'm saying? We teach you how to prioritize. We teach you how to discipline yourself. We teach you how to tell yourself no.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's one thing in the world that you'll never get taught. Why? Because you're an American. What does America tell you? Home what is it? Home of the free, land of the brave, or something like that. I don't know exactly what it's called, but you get the point. America is the ultimate green light.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To do whatever the hell you want to do. You get what I'm saying? That's why even foreigners love being in America. That's why so many Asians walk around here. That's why so many Africans. I didn't realize how many Africans was in Vegas. I didn't realize it. Right. They ugly as hell too. That's a whole nother conversation for another day. You know what I mean? Anyway, the bottom line is, right, they're here because they're tired of the oppression in their own land. So they come over here because, like we was talking about a few weeks ago, if you Chinese or is it Japan where you can only have so many kids?
China.
Okay, so if you're Chinese, you can come over here and you can have as many kids as you want. You get my point? Why you don't have sex with a Chinese woman? I have no idea, but hey, so be it. You know what I mean? Hey, an ugly man, ugly woman equals ugly babies. You know what I'm saying? Cold part about it, the baby come out the womb and his breath stank off top just because they Chinese. It's like and you want to talk about a generational curse? That funky ass breath is a generational curse. You understand? Baby come out, wham, nigga be like, God damn. Yeah, and that's why they look like that for smelling each other's breath. That's why their eyes be so tight, and they be like, they be squinting from each other. Exactly. Exactly. so let's get some more, man. Let me get Ephesians chapter 6, verse 4. Oh man, that's wild.
To Ephesians 6 and 4.
Please.
Let's look at Ephesians chapter 6, verse 4.
Uh-huh.
And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath.
Read it again from the top.
And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath.
Provoke not your children to wrath. Meaning what? How would you say that today? All right.
Like, don't antagonize your kids.
Yes, but give me some more though.
Like, don't put them in a situation where when they become an adult, they just looking back, just like, man, I hate my dad because of X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
And so because now he's an adult and has the ability to choose for himself, he's gonna choose not your ways.
Right.
So because of that, he's gonna step away from the Lord.
Right. That's more on it. Shalimar.
I was gonna say, okay, add on to that, but another example would be like you basically provoking your children or raising up your children in a way that, like a lot of black people raise their kids like walking around with that attitude of I wish a nigga would.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Walking around feeling like you above and better than everybody. Anybody that comes at you any sort of sideways, feel like you had a right to basically bring them some form of harm because they didn't show you enough respect. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Could you also say that that's another example of don't provoke your children to be wrathful?
Yes, that's true. But to sum both of y'all, but to sum up both of what y'all saying, right? Do not pump them up to be evil. You get what I'm saying? Do not pump them up by leading by example. You know what I'm saying? Don't show them the hustler's life. You get what I'm saying? Don't promote I'm about my bag. You get what I'm saying? Don't promote I'm gonna get mine by any means necessary. You get what I'm saying? Don't promote that. Don't provoke them. How do you provoke them? By doing one thing and then telling them something different. You know what I'm saying? You're telling them not to sell drugs, but yet your house is the spot.
Right.
You get my point? You're telling your daughter not to be a stripper, but you're a stripper.
Come on.
You're telling your son not to be a fag, but you're a fag.
Right.
You get my point? You're talking about not celebrating these holidays, but yet you're celebrating these holidays. You get what I'm saying? That's how you provoke your children to wrath. You get what I'm saying? And then to your point as well, you know what I'm saying? Don't be so heavy-handed to the point to where it's like, man, I can't wait till I'm grown, nigga. I'm finna taste everything. You know what I'm saying? My tongue desires everything. You understand? Listen, and for something, listen. Shalimar.
He uses this as a precept to what you said.
Come on with it.
In the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 5, it says, "Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye."
Boom. You get what I'm saying? Like, okay, you can't expect your child to respect you if you don't respect yourself.
Right.
You get my point? Like, how is it that you can, you know what I'm saying? How can you talk to your kids about not being involved in gangs and you're involved in gangs? You get my point? Because you know us. we're going to go more so off of what we see and not what we hear. You get my point? Because we was laced with a lot of game as kids. If we gonna keep it a buck, we was taught a lot of shit. And we could have avoided a lot of situations had we listened. But instead of focusing on what we was listening to, we was more so paying attention to what we saw. And what we saw was more tempting than what we was hearing. You get my point? Because had I listened, I would have never started gang banging. But because I was impressed with what I saw, and I really thought that was the way. You get my point? But he was saying one thing, but he was doing another. So I'm like, if it's so bad, why the fuck you doing it? You get my point? So, yeah, I'm doing this. And he was right. And I had to learn the hard way. You get my point? But that's the thing, though. So you want to avoid all that by not just telling them, but by showing them as well. You know what I'm saying? You got your hand up?
I was going to say, to your point, is like our people love to say to our children, like, do as I say, not as I do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's an old saying. And the reality of it is, you can't expect your children to automatically figure something out that you yourself is not able to figure out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Tell them, do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
Instead of just leading by example.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because all they could possibly know how to do is what they see.
Right.
and the example that you said. So
yeah. Yeah. What's the most wickedest way to provoke them to wrath? What's the most wickedest way that you can provoke a kid to wrath? I hear you, Taz War. I understand what you're saying. There's one thing that you can show your kids, you know what I'm saying, that you can show your children that will be a domino effect for everything that they do. All right.
I mean, like pretty much bringing them into the Christian church. You're sitting there talking about, oh yeah, follow after Christ.
Yep.
But you over there being on homosexual.
That's it.
Eating shrimp, crab, lobster. You know, you sleeping with everybody else's wives and the pastor.
That's it.
You a thief.
That's it. Teaching them about white Jesus. Right. That is provoking them to wrath right there. So when the scripture says, provoke not your children to wrath, do not ever expose them to white Jesus unless you're telling them the truth about white Jesus.
Right.
If you're telling them the truth about white Jesus, then provoke on. But you're not provoking them to wrath if you teach them about white Jesus, the truth about white Jesus. But if you're teaching them to follow white Jesus, you're provoking them to wrath. And how is that? Because like the brother just said, you exposing them to white Jesus and that whole Christianity doctrine is a domino effect for everything else that they do in their life. You understand? Let's get some more.
You want me to read verse 5?
No. Read the rest of verse 4.
Oh, so like but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord.
But bring them up in the nurture and the admonition of the Lord, right? Let's look up the word admonition real quick. Admonition is to admonish. So you can look up admonition or admonish. Either one of those words should give you the definition. You know what I'm saying? And again, these scriptures are so important because again, these are the scriptures that you use as a foundation. You know what I'm saying? If your kids was to ask you, why are you always on my line about this and about that? Because I'm doing what the Bible told me to do. You get what I'm saying? I'm doing these things. I'm following the Bible and I'm teaching you to do the same. You get what I'm saying? Now, again, when you turn grown and you want to live your own life, hey, listen, man, stay the hell away from me. You know what I'm saying? Don't let your sins rub off on me. I'm cool. Right. You keep your hoish ways over there. You get my point? You keep your faggotry over there. You know what I'm saying? You keep that nasty ass pork over there, and you can't even put that shit in my refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? I will throw that shit outside. It can't even go in the trash can in my house. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go put it in a big trash can, and that trash can probably gonna burn to the ground probably. You get my point? You keep all the flaming faggotry away from me. Keep your idol worship away from me. You get what I'm saying? If you love Mecca and you love Buddha and you love all those things, do that shit over there, but you cannot do it here. You get what I'm saying? There's a reoccurring theme. And that reoccurring theme is, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. You get what I'm saying? You got that definition? Please.
This is admonition out of the Merriam-Webster Dictionary. Counsel or warning against fault or oversight.
Read it again.
Counsel or warning against fault or oversight.
You see what I'm saying? Nurture and warning of the Lord. And what is that warning of the Lord? What is that warning of the Lord? Shalomah? Done. I mean, that's exactly how you would sum it up. And then you pull a precept to prove it. We ain't got to pull it, but for those who want to know what he just quoted, that's Romans 6:23. You get my point? You don't, okay, you know what I'm saying? This is why we're telling you this. This is why we're telling you not to do this. This is why we're telling you to do this. This is why we do this. You know what I'm saying? This is why we're against this. You get my point? And the reason why is because of the fear of the Lord. You see what I'm saying? And then you get to going into how the Lord destroyed Egypt. You get what I'm saying? Right. You go into how the Lord destroyed Pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? You go into the future prophecies of what's going to happen to Esau and these other nations. And then you pull a precept, even though we're not wishing this, but you pull a precept about 2/3 of Israel not making it. You get what I'm saying? And again, you know what I'm saying? We don't push that 2/3. You know what I'm saying? Because our you know what I'm saying, we want all of Israel, you know what I'm saying, to be saved. You know what I'm saying? We want all of Israel to get a piece of this kingdom. You get my point? But unless the Lord changes his mind, the reality of it is if we don't repent, we're gonna die along with the heathens. And you teach that to your children. You know what I'm saying? And that instruction, you know what I'm saying, and that warning of the Lord is what you must do. You get what I'm saying? And again, if you do not teach your children right from wrong, that blood is on your hands. It's not on their hands. You get what I'm saying? And then not only do you not have to tell them, you have to do what? All right? You got to show them. You get what I'm saying? What is it? Lead by example. You get what I'm saying? Why is it that you know what I'm saying, we give Commander General Yohana the homage and the respect that we give him? Why? Because he leads by example. Right. It's so easy to say, you understand, ISUPK, you understand, under Commander General Yohana. Why? Because he set the tone. You get my point? When you know what I'm saying, when I say, you know what I'm saying, this is the West Coast under Captain Gadar, because he sets the tone. Right. You get my point? And we can go on and on and on because these are men that set the tone. You get what I'm saying? Well, it's the same thing, you know what I'm saying, with our children. It's our responsibility. Damn, why you so militant? Why you so disciplined, man? Because my pops taught me to be disciplined. You know what I'm saying? Why you don't eat pork, man? Because my mom's told me if I eat pork, man, the Lord will kill me. You get what I'm saying? That's what you want to be on. You know what I'm saying? And then not only did my mom tell me not to eat pork, man, but I've never seen my mom eat pork her whole life. The whole time I've never seen my mom eat pork. When she came into the truth, she got rid of the cigarettes. She stopped smoking weed. You know what I mean? She stopped whatever. You get what I'm saying? My father stopped gangbanging. He stopped selling crack. He stopped going to jail. You know what I'm saying? He actually became an active member, you know what I'm saying, active part of my life. You know what I'm saying? He was there for me. He taught me the things that I wouldn't have known, you know what I'm saying, if it wasn't for this truth. That's what you want your kid to be able to say. And the only way that they'll be able to say that is if you're there to lead by example. You know what I'm saying? When y'all brothers had your hand up, come on with it.
I was just gonna say, like, everything that you had just said, just wraps back to, you know, that verse we had read in Deuteronomy 6:5. Mm-hmm. That we basically put that mark on our children's hands,
right? And
then, you know, that headdress over their heads,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just a constant reminder,
right?
You know, you're constantly doing it. So,
and that's exactly the whole goal. You want your kids when your kids to be, whether they at school, you know what I'm saying, whether you know what I'm saying, you out handling business, they at the house, whatever the case may be, you want it to be a constant reminder, you know what I'm saying, of what you taught them. Right. You get what I'm saying? I want to do this, but my parents taught me to not do this. So therefore I'm not going to do this. You get what I'm saying? Because I didn't see my parents do this. Right. You get my point? You can't teach your kids to not love the oppressor if you yourself is kissing the white man's ass every chance you get. You get my point? Right. That's the thing. You have to be willing to lead by example. So if you telling them that is righteous to hate white people, you telling them why you hate white people, you get what I'm saying? And then you show them how you deal with white people, you get what I'm saying? Then they're going to follow your lead. You get what I'm saying? They're going to know how to deal with white people. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no removing yourself from them, meaning physically. You know what I'm saying? You're going to live next door to them. You might live across the street from them, right? So when y'all walk past each other, they speak, you speak. You get what I'm saying? But if they ever gave you an invite to the house, you know, hey, no, I'm good. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. I'm gonna keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? But we show them what we own. We such a high class of people that even though we know we better than you, we'll still speak to you.
Right. That's right.
You get what I'm saying? That's how we do. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we show that. And listen, man, because we're such a classy people. We so distinguished. You see what I'm saying? That we can speak to them and hate them at the same time. You get what I'm saying? And they'll never know it.
Right.
You get my point? Every time we go, hey, how you doing? Goddamn devil. You know what I'm saying? I pray you get hit by a dump truck right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we own. But at the same time, hey, man, what's going on with you? You know what I mean? You go to the grocery store, and you know what I'm saying? They ring you up. How's your day going? Oh, I'm going good. How you doing? Oh, okay, cool. But you really don't care. But they'll never know it because of the way you carry yourself.
That's right.
You get my point? Let me get Ecclesiasticus chapter 41, verse 4. We're going to go into the Apocrypha real quick. Let me see how much time we got. What we looking like, all right?
Got 15.
So you said 41?
41 and 4. Okay. Damn, we're gonna be in the pocket for 4, man. I'm gonna try to run through these. We got a few more scripts. I'm gonna try to run through these. All right, let's go to Ecclesiasticus and Apocrypha, chapter 41, and we're gonna start at verse 4.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha chapter 41, verse 4. And why art thou against the pleasure of the Most High? There is no inquisition in the grave, whether thou have lived 10 or 100 or 1,000 years.
Why it says, and why art thou against the pleasure of the Most High? What is the pleasure of the Most High? It says, why? It's asking, why are you against the pleasure of the Most High? All right.
The pleasure is just doing the will of the Lord.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And if you do what he says, you know what I'm saying, you'll be good, right? It says there is no inquisition in the grave. What does inquisition mean? Let's look that up real quick. Whoever got it, just read it, please.
This is inquisition, not the Merriam-Webster dictionary.
Shoot it.
A judicial or official inquiry or examination, usually before a jury.
Mm-hmm. What else you got?
A former, I don't know if you want this one, a former Roman Catholic tribunal for the discovery and punishment of hearsay.
No.
And then the 3 is reading.
A period of prolonged and intensive questioning or investigation.
That's it right there, right? There is no questioning once you're in the grave. You know what I mean? Like why are you against the pleasure of the Most High? You know what I'm saying? Like you won't like once you're in the grave, man, you won't be able to question. You won't be able to ask those questions. Like, damn, I fucked up. Like, nah, you gone already. You get my point? It says whether thou have lived 10 or 100 or 1,000 years. There's no questioning the Lord. You get my point? It says there, you know what I'm saying? Why art thou against? Why are we against? You know what I'm saying? Why is it we're against the pleasure of the Most High? Shalom.
Because we was born into this wicked world.
No.
So we come up, I was like, okay.
All right.
Because we're not raising our children up to seek the pleasure of the Lord.
That's why. You get what I'm saying? This is why. Because our love for the oppressor, you know what I'm saying, is why we're against the pleasure of the Most High. The pleasure of the Most High is obedience to the Most High. But America teaches you to be disobedient to the Most High. You get what I'm saying? Let's get some more.
Verse 5. The children of sinners are abominable children. And they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly. The inheritance of sinners, the inheritance of sinners' children shall perish, and their prosperity shall have a perpetual reproach. Verse 7. The children will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake.
They shall be what?
They shall be reproached for his sake. Woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High God. For if ye increase, it shall be to your destruction.
A couple of questions there. How would you sum these 4 verses up? Who is this pointing the finger at? Who is this chastising right here? All right.
Well, the Lord only chastises his own, so that's us, that's the Israelites.
True, but lay it down flat though, Shalimar.
You basically chastising the Israelites that don't raise their children up in the truth. That's why he's saying like your children's inheritance is gonna be abominable.
That's it. That's it right there. He's chastising the parents. You get my point? Specific, and particularly the fathers. You see what I'm saying? Look at what it's saying. It's saying the children of sinners are abominable children.
Right.
And they that are conversing in the dwelling of the ungodly. Who are the ungodly? We are. And I mean us as a nation. The inheritance of sinners' children shall perish. You get what I'm saying? And it said that in their posterity shall have a perpetual reproach. You get my point? And then it says, woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of God. You get my point? This right here is a chastisement of the adults, the parents, you know what I'm saying, for going against the Lord. So once you go against the Lord, if you're going against the Lord, what are you doing by default? If you're going against the Lord, what are you doing? Or what are you not doing? Shalom.
You're not keeping the laws.
That's true. But if you're going against the Lord, which means you're not keeping the law, statutes, commandments, what else are you doing? Go ahead.
You setting that bad example for your children to do the same thing.
There you go. You get my point, and that's what this is talking about. Because it just said, "Woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken." So if you forsaken the law of God, so you can't be teaching your children about the law of God because you're forsaking it. So if you forsaken it, the last thing on your mind is keeping these law, statutes, and commandments. So the last thing you're gonna do is teach your kids how to keep law, statutes, and commandments. You get my point? It says, "For if ye increase, it shall be to your destruction." What does that mean? For if ye increase, what is that increase? What is that talking about? Somebody give me an example of that increase. All right.
Kanye or Nick Cannon,
Yes.
they increasing, financially, and they think that actually matters, but God, they being destroyed in the midst of it.
Yes. You get my point? Or you can look at R. Kelly. He had all the increase.
Right.
But look at where he is. You see what I'm saying? You look at Michael Jackson, he had all the increase, and look at where he is.
Right.
You look at Whitney Houston, she had all the increase, and look at where she is. You get what I'm saying? And it's saying it shall be your destruction. The Bible is undefeated.
That's right.
You get my point? That's how you sum all everything that we just said right now. You sum that all up. That right there is the proof that the Bible is undefeated.
That's right.
Because it says, "For if ye increase, it shall be to your destruction." Precept, you know what I'm saying? Paraphrasing, but you know what I'm saying? What profit is to gain the world and lose your soul?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Think about all these uppity Negroes who got all this money, but who's dead. Jay-Z's a dead man.
Right.
Kanye West is a dead man. You get what I'm saying? Steve Harvey's a dead man. You get my point? Ray J's a dead man. You get my point? And I can go on and on and on and on and on. Cardi B is a dead woman.
That's right.
You get what I'm saying? All these people that we look up to are dead. You get what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of them look older than what they really are. Why? Because they're dying every day. You look at Lil Wayne, dude. Listen, that dude looks horrible.
Right.
You understand? But he got enough money to fix all of Louisiana, not just New Orleans.
God.
He has the money to fix Louisiana by himself.
Oh, God.
You get my point? But he's dead. That's why he doesn't do anything for New Orleans. And if he does very little. He does a fraction of what he possibly could do. You get what I'm saying? Because he's worried about supporting Gucci and any of these other, you know what I'm saying, companies that have put $1 in his pocket. You get what I'm saying? Or I forgot. How could I forget about Trump? But you get my point, though? That's proof that he's dead. He got all that money, but he's spiritually dead because he aligned himself with the oppressor. You get what I'm saying? Skip down to verse 13.
Calm, sir. Verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
A good life hath but few days,
Uh-huh.
but a good name endureth forever.
Read that last part again.
But a good name endureth
But
forever.
a good name endureth forever. Shalimar, you hold that part right there. All right, let me get Proverbs 22:1 real quick. While he's looking for that, Shalimar, read that scripture again.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 41, and verse 13.
Uh-huh.
A good life hath but few days, but a good name endureth forever.
You understand? But a good name endureth forever. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, do me a favor, skip up to verse 12 real quick.
Verse 12.
Uh-huh.
Have regard to thy name,
Uh-huh.
for that shall continue with thee above 1,000 great treasures of gold.
You understand? All right, let me get that.
Book of Proverbs Chapter 22, verse 1.
Shoot it.
A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold.
You understand? Shalimar, read 13 again, and I'll rock. Let me get Ecclesiastes 7:1.
Verse 13.
Uh-huh.
A good life hath but few days,
Mm-hmm.
but a good name endureth forever.
You understand? Go ahead.
Book of Ecclesiastes Chapter 7, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
A good name is better than precious ointment,
Mm-hmm.
and the day of death than the day of one's birth.
What is the whole point of the emphasis on these last few verses that we just pulled? All right.
Like basically, your reputation, the person that you are is more important than, the person that you are on this earth is more important, is more valuable than what this earth can actually offer you.
Yes. Being a child and saying that I'm from the house of our rock is supposed to mean something.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Saying like when they say your name, you know what I'm saying? Wait, you what's your name? You so and so son. All right, Most High in Christ, man. Good to meet you. You get my point? That's how it's supposed to be. Hey, you so and so daughter? You don't. Niggas over there laughing and shit. Oh, that's that whole ass that was over there giving head in the back of the school and shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be that. You get my point? That's the whole point of these scriptures. You know what I'm saying? You want to have a good name. You want to have a good reputation. You know what I'm saying? That's what these scriptures are saying. Having a good reputation supersedes treasure and gold and all these things. You do not want to be known as that nigga that was at the dope spot saying, "I'll suck your dick." You know what I'm saying? Don't be that nigga. You get my point? Y'all remember Menace to Society? Right. You know what I'm saying? Nigga try to, you know what I'm saying? Try to give him a cheeseburger to get high. Don't be the nigga that's white all around the mouth and shit like that, sucking on mufflers and shit. Don't be that dude. You get my point? Come on with it, Shalimar.
I was gonna say, like, once again, like you said earlier, the scripture is undefeated. Like, this is why the ISUPK, we talk down on people like Cardi B.
Right.
She doesn't care about her reputation,
right.
Her name. You know what I'm saying? She don't care that her daughter gonna grow up being talked about in school because her mom is.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
Like that. Like, your name should mean something. You know
exactly.
Your reputation should be the most important thing to you for the sake of your children.
Right.
Like, if you don't have no goddamn shame for your sake, at least have some type of shame for your children's sake. You know what I'm saying? If nothing else. You know,
right.
Because they're the ones that's going to ultimately be affected by it. You know what I'm saying? The same thing with fathers and men. Like,
yeah,
you got men who they'll do all types of dirt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then name their son after themselves.
Yep.
Little Roscoe Jr.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He getting pulled over because he got your name.
Yep.
He got your last name.
Nah, real talk.
That the action that you take, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Living your best life, you do whatever the hell you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna come back to haunt your goddamn show.
Nah, 100.
And they might actually be trying to live their life the right way.
100. And what you said about Cardi B is so heavy because which go to show you her hypocrisy.
Right.
You're not letting her listen to certain music. You're not letting her see your videos or whatever it is that you're shielding her from. But yet when she goes to school, whenever she starts going to school, they're gonna know that you're her mother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if they have any ounce of integrity, they're gonna laugh at you for being her daughter. They're not gonna say, "Oh, can I get an autograph?" No, they're gonna laugh like, "Hey man, your mom's a hoe." You know what I'm saying? Damn, your mom's a disgusting bitch. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, you see what I'm saying? And to your point, like on the flip side, like you said, man, you know what I'm saying? You name your son after yourself. You know what I mean? Because of the reputation that you built. You know what I'm saying? Now that nigga getting beat up at school every day because his father was a terror. Your father, you know what I'm saying? His father was a menace. You get my point? Now you're a laughing stock because of the name, so like because of the reputation that you built. You get what I'm saying? Your name is supposed to mean something. You get my point? Oh, you so-and-so's daughter? Oh, that's what's, oh, I know you didn't do that because you so-and-so's daughter.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? That's how you build up a good rep.
Right.
You get my point? But if you have a bad rep, you get what I'm saying? If anything goes wrong, oh, I know she did it because she related to so-and-so. That's what's the name's daughter. You get what I'm saying? Or that's so-and-so's son. You get my point? And what's so funny about it is funny because Birdman says some real shit, but yet he didn't deserve to be saying that, right? Y'all all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Birdman was saying, put some respect on my name, right? But why should niggas put any respect on your name when you're a fag at the end of the day? You know what I'm saying? And you're a shady businessman at the end of the day. So what respect should we give you other than the fact that you what he started Cash Money? Okay, we'll give you that. But outside of that, nigga, what the hell is we respecting?
Right.
You get my point? But the thing about it is, though, you know what I'm saying? He's everything that's being said about him, he earned it. You get what I'm saying? Everything that's being said about him, you understand? He deserves it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, though, you want to, if you know what I'm saying? When you build up a righteous reputation, you'll never have to say put some respect on my name.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you say that you're of the house of Captain Akkad, you ain't even got to say no more.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, you come from you get what I'm saying? Oh man, I'm Charlemagne's wife. Oh, for real? You know what I'm saying? Then you off top, okay, that's a solid sister. You know what I'm saying? She's righteous. She's in order. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's so-and-so's daughter. Oh, shit, you already know what time it is. You get my point? That's the kind of rep that you want to build. You do not want to build that rep like, oh, shit, here comes so-and-so daughter, nigga. Hide your purses, nigga. Put your wallets up. You get what I'm saying? Like, nigga, like you don't want that kind of, that's not the kind of name that you want for yourself. You get my point? You want that name, you know what I'm saying, that you want that name to where when Christ come back, you know what I'm saying, he says, you know what I'm saying, paraphrasing, he says, well, you know what I'm saying, well done, my good and faithful servant. That's the kind of name you want. Not, you know what I'm saying, bring them, not where he says, bring them before me, you know what I'm saying, that I may slew them. You know what I'm saying? That's not the name that you want. You get my point? And what type of rep that you have will be based on how you live your life. You get what I'm saying? If you keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, you know what I'm saying, there'll be some respect on your name. You get my point? But if you live contrary to these laws, statutes, and commandments, there'll be nothing but dirt on your name.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There'll be a shame attached to your name to where nobody's even going to want to. Nobody's even gonna want to say, "Oh yeah, I'm related to so and so." Like to the point to where niggas gonna be denying. Hey, ain't you? What's the name? So nah, that ain't me. Then you sure look like that nigga. Nah, that ain't me. You know what I'm saying? Don't be that dude. Don't lay down that kind of foundation for your kids to where they ashamed of you as a parent. You get what I'm saying? Like you don't want it to be to the point to where, you know what I'm saying, now your mama got to come up to the school like, oh shit, man, mom's got to come up to the school. God damn. And then as soon as she walk into the classroom, hey, that's that Instagram bitch. Ah, look, that's her. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be that. You get what I'm saying? Pops go up to the school. Oh man, I seen that nigga on the corner, man. That nigga was out there asshole naked, man, off that Sherm, man. That nigga was in the middle of the freeway, man, butt naked. Don't be that dude. You get my point? Come on with it, Charlemagne. You had your hand up?
I was just gonna say, like you talking about all the dirt that was be on their name. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, the Sherm and all that, Instagram, all that's all the stuff that awaits you not in here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments.
Yeah.
I heard on your name, you earned that dirt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You chose. You know, it's like I was talking about yesterday. It's two sides. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be righteous or you gonna be wicked. And if you choosing to be wicked, you choosing to be that Instagram model for those likes, for money or whatever. You should be on that OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? Like all that dirt that's on your name, like. Your children going through that depression every goddamn day. Want to kill themselves because they can't go to class without being a clown because they mama is a hoe. You know what I'm saying? And everybody know what her body look like. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, that they daddy is a goddamn crackhead.
Right.
You know, always strung out on shrooms and everybody know it. Like you earned that dirt on your name and you the one that's destroying your children ultimately. You know what I'm saying? You can't put that on nobody else nobody but yourself.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that we don't pay attention to because we so selfish and we so lustful. You understand? This society has taught us to only care about ourselves without thinking about the legacy that we're leaving behind for our children.
Right.
You get my point? And that's what happens when you want to be that Instagram model. That's what happens when you create a OnlyFans, you know what I'm saying, in the Snapchat, you know what I mean, and all these other kind of things. These are the kind of things that you do. And while you telling your daughter one thing, she can go on your snap and see you clapping it. You get what I'm saying? That's a bad look. You get what I'm saying? So what is she gonna pay attention to? What you saying or what she see you doing?
Right.
You get my point? If you're telling her that she has to be with one man for the rest of her life and she didn't see you with 4 men in less than a year, what the hell what are you teaching her? You get my point? That's the thing. If you're telling your son to stay away from these white girls, but yet you got a white girl, what are you telling him? You see what I'm saying? These are the things. This is why it's so important that we lead by example. You know what I'm saying? This is why we supposed to do all the things that we do, everything in our power, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that respect is on our name. You know what I'm saying? To where your kid won't even want to do anything to bring any shame to your name because they know what your rep is worth. They know the rep that you built up. You get my point? That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? Having a good name, having a good record, having a good reputation, you know what I'm saying, before the Most High and Christ and those angels. You get what I'm saying? Because if not, you know what I'm saying, guess who's going to be held accountable for that? You know what I'm saying? You will.
Right.
Let's get some more.
Verse 14.
Uh-huh.
My children.
My who?
My children.
Uh-huh.
Keep discipline in peace.
Uh-huh.
For wisdom that is hid.
Uh-huh.
And a treasure that is not seen.
Uh-huh.
What profit is in them both?
What profit is in them both? Right? What is that saying there? What's happening there? Because that shit is, man, that's heavy, man. Come on with it, Shalimar.
It's basically saying, like, if you got the knowledge to help your people, why the hell aren't you helping your people?
Done.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If I could elaborate a little.
Nah, get some more.
Like, I remember watching Across the Line probably about a month back. This cat called in and he was basically saying, oh, yeah, man, you know, I love UPK and everything that y'all do. And we all heard a cat that talk like this. You know what I'm saying? And this. And, you know, he like, oh, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm not with y'all. You know, I be doing my own thing.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell is you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a part of the problem. Don't tell me that you all for everything that we about and you love what we do, but you basically practicing division by choosing to not come in here and help your people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell good is any wisdom that you think you have?
Right.
You're not willing to come into this one body and display it to help somebody.
Right. Nah, that's real talk. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, we're gonna end it on this for time's sake. I know I went a little bit over the time. Because I have several more, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to run too much over, right? And we'll get into some more next week as a pre-topic. We'll finish this up and then we'll go into a whole nother topic. You know what I mean? But that's the thing though. It says for wisdom that is hid and a treasure that is not seen, what profit is in them both? You get my point? That scripture is so heavy. You get what I'm saying? Because it's saying for wisdom that is hid and a treasure that is not seen, what profit is it? Right. You got all this wisdom, so you say, you get my point? But what good is it if you're keeping it to yourself? You get what I'm saying? So meaning what? As a child, you know what I'm saying, you're supposed to teach that to the children under you. You get what I'm saying? Don't, it's like the precept where it says, where it talks about, you know what I'm saying, you wouldn't put a candle under the bed. You know what I'm saying? The precept that said, let your light shine so that all men may see it. I'm paraphrasing, but you get the point. You get what I'm saying? That wisdom is supposed to be on display for everybody. Don't hide that wisdom. You know what I'm saying? If you hide that wisdom as a parent, if you hide that wisdom from your child, you know what I'm saying? Then that child goes without wisdom. And if that child goes without wisdom, you understand that you're putting that child in the hands of the oppressor. And when you allow that child to be in the hands of the oppressor, you know what I'm saying? You'll find them on the front page news, strung out because of an OD at the age of 18. You understand? With that, Pastor Class, Preaching Officer, I rock.
This is the ISUPK security announcements. We're the ISUPK started on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to shut themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry.
tithes, which is a commandment. You can find it in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Ma'asharah, which means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of any penny, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give it to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund is a free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory, and it can be whatsoever amount you would like. Right now, we're in the middle of the Feast of Hanukkah. We'll have our closing on Monday, so if you would like to partake in it, make sure you reach out to your respective camp leaders. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, I met Israel Major. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Met Israel Major. Shabbat, Amazing, Barak, Yahal, Basim, Yahal, Barak, Third. Met Israel Sar, turn to face the sisters. Major, which means to stand. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Met Israel Major. Shabbat, Major, Barak, Yahal, Shemai, Elathar, Basim, Yahal, Yadamatai. Class dismissed.